Hey there, welcome back to Metatron's Academy. I've got something really, really awesome today, and it's going to change the way you say some things from now on, guaranteed. Now, I think we all know what the Victorian Age is. There's some things are good about it, some things are bad about it, but in general, I'd say that recently we've been focusing mostly on the way they speak. We found some early recordings, both of Victorian men, Victorian women, the way they spoke, but we focused mostly on the accent, the overall intonation. But today we're going to focus on some Victorian Age slang that I think should absolutely come back in usage because it's awesome. So there are several websites that tackle this, but I really found this one. I'll put a link in the description, called 77 Delightful Victorian Slang Terms You Should Be Using. And of course, I'm going to read each and every single one of these in alphabetical order. I would say if I wanted this video to have the lowest average watch time in YouTube's history. No, I found the best ones for you, specifically selected. Check this one out. A basket of oranges. What does that mean, you say? This phrase, which referred to a pretty woman, originated in Australia before making its way to England. Can you imagine that? Oh, look at her. She's a basket of oranges. I'm so gonna tell my wife. I'm gonna go tell now. I'm gonna tell her now. Hey, love.
Hey,
You're a basket of oranges.
I'm a what?
A basket of oranges.
I am?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
It's a Victorian slang for a pretty girl.
Oh my goodness.
You're a basket of oranges.
That's very sweet.
Cha cha cha.
Yeah.
All right. Next, coffee sisters. Coffee sisters. Victorian era women enjoying a coffee break. A 19th century German term, initially, I'd like to underline, for malignant gossipers. Does it mean gossip? No, it doesn't. So this is that's just the origins of it. In Victorian slang, the coffee sisters refer to women who frequently gather together to chat, often over coffee. So it can be understood as a way to say your besties. Coffee sisters. Use it now. Send a text to your coffee sister. You're welcome. Many more to come. Okay, here's my favorite. Champagne weather. A rather sarcastic society term used from 1860 onward to refer to bad weather. Champagne weather. So it's raining outside. Oh, I can already imagine the Victorian people saying this. Oh dear, you're not going out today with that champagne weather? Champagne weather, I love it. I'm so gonna say champagne weather from now on, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. Oh dear, 'tis champagne weather again. What shall we do? Next, bubble around. A verbal attack generally made via the press, where demonstrated its usage with a sentence from the Golden Butterfly, open quotes, I will back a first-class British subject for bubbling around against all humanity. Close quotes. So basically, oh my gosh, I'm going to use this one against my haters, the detractors that can't stand me. Stop bubbling around. What's that all about? Bubble around. Oh my gosh, I love it. Now, if you think for a moment, give me a second before we continue. Got an amazing one next. But if you think for a moment, well, yeah, these are nice, but it's not like I'm gonna use an expression from the freaking Victorian age. Well, you do already. Let me give you two examples. Now, given these are more common, I suppose, in England than they would be in other places, but that doesn't prevent you from using them from now on. One would be the expression, excuse my French. I love it. Like when I was in England as a teenager, spent some time, that's where I picked up my English, because English is not my first language, of course. But when I was in England, and I remember people being like, they would say this immediately after using an extremely vulgar swear word. So they'll say something really vulgar and then say, excuse my French, which is hilarious as an expression, because it's probably like a making fun of upper class when they're like speaking English, but then since they want to show how eloquent they are, they would say something like, yes, and today we could speak a little bit about the bourgeoisie, excuse my French. Like, that's, I think, where it came from. Another one actually kind of connects to a really funny anecdote that I had personally. So I was in Sicily, English teacher, together with someone from London who was also an English teacher. His name was Hugo. We were teaching together at school, and then at one point I saw him in the morning. Well, it was like lunchtime, and I said, hey Hugo, how you doing? He's like, oh, very well, thank you. And then I asked him, so what did you do this morning? And he said, oh, just went to see a man about a dog. And I stopped. You what? And he goes, I just went to see a man about a dog. A dog? What dog? What? Sorry? What did you say? You mentioned a dog. No. You said you went to see a man about the dog. What dog? There's no dog. Are you having an episode? Seriously, what are you on about, man? Are you hearing impaired? You said about the dog. So, the expression, I went to see a man about a dog, or I'm going to see a man about a dog, means I'm going to do something I don't want to tell you. Sometimes it can be something a little cheeky, but in general, it's like, yeah, I'm just going to do it. Just did some things, but it's an expression. And I didn't know. So I literally thought he was talking to a man about a dog. So are you adopting a new puppy? Like, I completely misunderstood the guy, which was absolutely hilarious as a little situation. Anyways, yeah, that expression too is from the late 1800s. People still use it in the UK, at least. I went to see a man about a dog. And yeah, it's Victorian in origin. So there we go. I'm just upping your pool of words. And next one, you're going to love it. Butter on bacon. Extravagance. Too much extravagance. Open quotes. Are you going to put lace over the feather? Isn't that rather butter upon bacon? I love it. So yeah, when you're exaggerating. So like, I can imagine now that I live in America, I can imagine a few situations where I would say with the amount of sodium, for instance, that you guys put. Regardless, I could say, but that's like butter upon bacon, isn't it? Like, that's an exaggeration. That's too much. I love it. This one cracked me up. Can't you feel the shrimps? Now, I want to underline before we continue. Some of the expressions that we saw belonged to upper class slang. Some could also be middle class. This one is low class, and I freaking love it. But just to say that slang kind of was a little bit everywhere, although there is a whole discussion that we can have on the idea of hygienizing speech, so making speech more hygienic, if you will, in the sense that particularly when it was women, middle to upper class, they were often discouraged in period from using slang in general, to speak in a way that was more conducive to a better reputation as a distinguished woman. But in general, slang is a thing. Now, of course, some slang even fits in a way, the middle class at least, but some slang was like this, and I love it. So, a Cockney phrase from 1877 meaning smell the sea. Oh, can you imagine that? I can already imagine it, and I love it. Can't you feel the shrimps? Yeah, it's like, what is the freaking sea, mate? I can't see it. Can't you feel the shrimps? Goodness gracious. Next, I'm having a great time. I don't know about you. Oh, this one. What the low classes would have said, instead of Jesus Christ, they would say cheese and crust. Frightful at first sight, this phrase suggests a slight sense of respect by its veiling of the oath. Where wrote, open quotes, also a little touching as being a phrase associated with comfort, to those amongst whom comfort is little known, close quotes. Well, yeah, I mean, honestly, I think I would use this because I personally don't like using this because, again, I'm a Christian, so I don't like using his name in vain. So I suppose I just don't say it, but I imagine this could be an interesting alternative. And, you know, the idea of cheese and crust, oh, it's kind of funny, actually, because it sounds, oh my gosh, it sounds like they're geniuses. I don't know what it is with. Believe it or not, these kind of expressions, by the way, when you are astonished or something happens, or you're like, oh, well, how is that even possible? And you use this. It's actually goes all the way back to the ancient Romans and the Greeks. And when I say that, you'll be like, but wait, isn't that pre-Christianity? Yes. So you have to just, the expression is still there, because at the end of the day, languages do evolve organically. There are differences, but there are also basal elements of connection between how languages evolve naturally through time. And so the idea is that the ancient Romans would say something like this, but they would say me Hercules, which means my Hercules. So something happened, like, oh, me Hercules. So they would say that, my Hercules. Why? Oh, my Hercules, why did you do that? So they would do that. And I also find it endearing how, and this is a coincidence, but it's still interesting how, you know, in Christian thought, of course, Jesus is both a God and a man. It's both, right? And when it comes to, because he has a human component to him, and that's his mortality, and there is a divine component to him, which is his ability to be resurrected and therefore defeat death and be immortal. That's the God element. Now, something similar was the case also with, in a way, with Hercules, because he's a demigod. So he's human and divine at the same time. And it's so fascinating that a very similar expression existed in the classical period, once again, possibly by coincidence, but there is also some kind of natural, I wish to say, inclination towards that sort of expression within human societies. I just love it. Dizzy age, a phrase meaning elderly, because it, open quotes, makes the spectator giddy to think of the victims ears. Well, it's not victim, though. The term usually refers to a maiden or a woman canvassed by other maiden ladies or others. Okay, so yeah, dizzy age to say old age. Yeah, I mean, sure, I can see that. Dizzy age. Oh, she's of dizzy age. Pretty nice. Do a stamp, an American term that made its way to England, meaning, open quotes, take a walk. Close quotes. You could also do a smile, meaning to take a drink. Oh, that's funny. Let's do a stamp and a smile, shall we? Let's do a stamp. Let's do a stamp. Wow. So there's that. 34. Don't sell me a dog. Popular until 1870. This phrase meant don't lie to me. Wow. Now, it's interesting. Don't sell me a dog. Or just stop selling me a dog, you muppet. Well, I don't think the you muppet would have been part of 1870's speech, but still it sounds perfect. Although then again, anything sounds perfect. Like you can connect you muppet to anything and make it sound better. Now, seriously, think about it. Even to classical Latin. Veni, vidi, vici. Doesn't it feel like it's missing something? Veni, vidi, vici. You muppet. It's perfect. And now you can't, like every time you will hear Veni, vidi, vici, in your mind you'll think, you muppet. So if I can apply it to the ancient Romans, I can apply it to the Victorians. Hate me all you want and stop bubbling around. In Cockney rhyming slang, they don't use dog, they say stop telling me porkies. Stop telling porkies. Yeah, porkies is, but that's not because of an association between pigs and lies. It's simply because pork pies rhymes with lies. So that's rhyming in that situation, the slang, but slightly different, but I thought it was interesting. So don't tell me a dog and subscribe. Gas pipes, a term for specially tight pants. Oh, I think I know. I didn't know they were wearing them back in, I mean, I suppose I can imagine that. So yeah, someone is oh, that's so fascinating that they're using gas pipes, because of course it's something they would see, you know, gas lamps. Gas was still a thing. I mean, it still is, obviously, but I'm saying even more so in the Victorian period, since the beginning of electricity and all that kind of stuff and development. Gas pipes. Stop. Why are you wearing gas pipes? They don't suit you. Love it. Jammiest bits of jam. What's that? Like very elegant? Well, they are very elegant, I'll give him that. Absolutely perfect young females, circa 1883. So like a gorgeous girl, basically. Jammiest bits of jam. That's adorable, actually. You could go like jammiest bits of jam. Yeah, I'm gonna use that. Mouth pie, a way to say scolding delivered as a woman. Man, they were specific. So can you use it as a verb? She's mouth pieing, or should you say like she just gave me a mouth pie, which means she scolded me. She gave me a mouth pie. A parish pickaxe. A prominent nose. Oh my gosh. Can you describe him? Yeah. He had a parish pickaxe and was wearing gas pipes. I don't think I can pass an exam in Victorian English, to be honest, if this continues. Poked up. Oh my gosh. Poked up. To say embarrassed. I'm so poked up. I didn't understand what parish pickaxe meant, although I did understand gas pipes. Rain napper. Oh, this is my favorite. Rain napper. Did you? Oh, God, my gosh. We got some champagne weather today. Don't forget to get your rain napper. Yes, love. I will. And I thought brolly was edgy. Sponge it out. This term, used beginning in 1883, meant forget it. Forget it. Just forget. I just sponge it out. Man, why did we lose these? This is great. Sponge it out. Sponge it out. Start a jolly. What's a jolly? A term from theatre music hall means to lead applause. Start a jolly. Oh, that was a great performance. Let's start a jolly. This must be upper class. There's no way this is not upper class. Why does take the egg mean to win? I took the egg. I'm gonna make... Okay, listen. I'm gonna make an entire video with a script completely constructed, built entirely with Victorian slang. And I want to see if people are going to think I'm having an episode or a stroke. People are going to be like, okay, Metatron, we lost him. He's having a stroke. But until then, thank you for joining Metatron's Academy. And let me know which of these you're going to use from today on. Bye.